Hi guys, Josh here, aka Beards and Books. Today I'm doing the Harry Potter tag. I hope you enjoy. I'm actually really surprised that I haven't seen this tag more, to be fair, given that it's Harry Potter. Guys, if you've seen any of my videos, I'm sure at one point or another I've touched on Harry Potter in every one of them. I did a review not too long ago for the 21st anniversary of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which I will link in one of these great corners, so please check it out if you haven't already. As I mentioned, today I'm doing the Harry Potter tag. Now, Harry Potter is a massive part of my life, the same as it is for most people, so I wanted to do this just to talk about that more, essentially. So off the top of my head, I don't know who made this tag, but I will find out and I will put it down in the comments below. There are 17 questions for this tag, all relating to Harry Potter. So if you're not a Harry Potter fan, for some reason, this probably isn't the video for you, in all honesty. But watch it anyway. You should be Harry Potter fans. So let's go. Question number 1. What Hogwarts house are you in? Now, this is a touchy one for me because throughout my entire life, as a human adult, I've believed that I am a Gryffindor. Anything Harry Potter related that I have bought, I've gone straight Gryffindor. The special editions with the house colours, I've gone Gryffindor. But upon doing the Pottermore test, I found out that I am actually in Ravenclaw. So all the stuff I bought doesn't really apply to me. It's a bit sad when you think about it, because in my head I'm a Gryffindor, but obviously not. So Ravenclaws represent, yeah. Question number 2, what is your Patronus? So again for this one I did the Pottermore test, which was actually a lot of fun. If you haven't done it, I'll link it below, make sure you do. And my Patronus is a goshawk, which reading into it is just a big hawk, which is really cool. Hawks are cool. I like hawks. I kind of wanted like a bear or something, really. I thought it would go with like, be a hawk's cool. I'm not knocking it. I answered it properly. I didn't want to lie and try and get a bear, do you know what I mean? I didn't want to you want to cheat. Question number 3. What is your wand? So you'll see me waving around the Elder Wand. Dumbledore's represent. This isn't mine. So my wand, according to the Pottermore test, is... I'm going to have to read this. It's a walnut wood with dragon heartstring core, 12.5 inch, with rigid flexibility. That sounds pretty bad. I'll take that. It does sound pretty badass, to be fair. Question number 4. What would your boggart be? So I have a slightly irrational fear of moths. Now when I say fear, I'm not scared of moths, but I don't like them. The thing for me is they fly at you, which I really don't like. I'm the same with butterflies, to be fair. I'm not a fan of butterflies, which I realise for a biggish guy to be scared of moths and butterflies is slightly irrational. But yeah, I don't like them. But doing, again, the test online, the slightly more rational fear that my boggart would be is the death of your loved ones, which I suppose we are all scared of, so it makes complete sense. Question number 5, probably a slightly easy one given the t-shirt. What position would you play in Quidditch? I feel like I've answered this on multiple videos. I'm a keeper. Question number 6, would you be pureblood, half-blood or muggle-born? Now, I like to think I would be a proper badass wizard and I'd be full pureblood, but given that my mum and dad have never watched Harry Potter as much as I've tried to force them. They've never read the books. They're not interested. I suppose I would probably have to say Muggle-born because I'd be the first one in my family that would actually know anything about magic. So they're a bit deflating, granted, but I'll make it work. Question number 7. What job would you want after leaving Hogwarts? I think I'd want to go straight back as a teacher. Quidditch should be fun. If not, I think Defense Against Dark Arts is pretty badass, but I think the only way you can do that is if you die after a year, don't you really? So I don't want to do that. So I'd say either as the Quidditch or flying teacher, and then if not, the History of Magic would be a lot of fun. I do History of Magic. Question number 8. Which of the Deathly Hallows would you choose? Now, first instinct was the wand, because, all powerful, all that, that's cool. But given that my Dragon Heartstring wand sounds pretty cool anyway, I'd probably say the cloak. I think I could have a lot of fun with the cloak. Invisibility, who doesn't want that? Question number 9. Which Harry Potter book is your favourite? Now, this is easy for me. I love every Harry Potter book, every Harry Potter film, but my favourite will always be The Philosopher's Stone. I think I've got about 4 editions of this, and I will still buy any that come out. This is the adult edition. I believe it's the UK release. You might have a different one in the States. Philosopher's Stone, it's where it all started for me. It's probably the main reason that I'm here on BookTube now. It's the main reason that I'm such a geek with this collection of everything around me. It started me off young, and I grew with Harry Potter, but it all relates back to the Philosopher's Stone. I read it every year around Christmas because it just gives me the Christmas feels no matter what. I love it. I'd recommend it to absolutely everyone. I'll read it every year for the rest of my life, and I'll probably have 50, 60 editions of it by the time I'm done. So, brilliant. Question number 10. So we spoke about my favourite book. Question number 10 is, what is your least favourite Harry Potter book? This feels a bit like blasphemy, to be fair, because I don't think any of them can be described as bad books. I mean, I love them all. The one I would probably say I look back on with the least fondness would probably be The Order of the Phoenix. I couldn't even really tell you why, but it's the one I've read the least, which might be why. But I'm not as drawn to it as I am the other Harry Potter books. Question number 11. What's your least favourite Harry Potter film? Now, for me, this would probably have to be The Chamber of Secrets. Now, I love the book. I actually really, really enjoyed the Chamber of Secrets books. It's one of my favourites. But I think the main reason it's my least favourite in terms of films is because I think the Philosopher's Stone, the main characters, Harry, Ron, Hermione, their acting is so innocent and childlike that it really, really works. I think when they came back to do the Chamber of Secrets was when they started to feel more like they actually had to act. And I think at times it shone through that they were new to acting. So it's in no way a dig against them, because obviously they were so young at the time. But it's probably the one that I kind of cringe a little bit the most at. Still a great film, but it probably is my least favourite. Question number 13. Who's your favourite Harry Potter character? For me, that would have to be Dumbledore. Let me just try and get it so you can see. A little Funko, badass. I love Dumbledore. He's such a brilliant character. In the films, I would say I preferred the original Dumbledore. His name has completely escaped me. But I know, unfortunately, he died before being able to film the second one. So I think Michael Gambon came on to do them, who was equally brilliant. But I loved the original Dumbledore because he gave you the sense. He felt like your granddad. He felt frail, but you also knew that he was just as strong as they came. Whereas when Michael Gambon came on to do it, all I felt was that he was just strong. Like you could really tell, at least in my opinion, he was a very strong wizard. He knew what he was doing. And although Dumbledore should be like that because he's such a strong character, I loved the kind of parental granddad feel that I got from the original Dumbledore. Question number 14, least favourite or most hated character. I feel like this is going to be the same across the board. Umbridge. Everyone hates Umbridge. I've done the studio tour in Watford, which isn't far from London in the UK, about 4 or 5 times, and there's a whole section devoted to Umbridge. You know, everything's pink and there's all the cat stuff everywhere, and even that I hate. Can't stand her. Question number 15, your favourite teacher at Hogwarts. Now, I'm going to exclude Dumbledore from this because I don't think he technically counts. I want to say Hagrid, but given how long he actually teaches for, I don't know if I really can say Hagrid. So if I'm excluding Dumbledore and Hagrid, I'd have to say, I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say Professor Lupin and Professor Snape. So Lupin, because he's just really cool. I think the character was acted brilliantly. He's portrayed really well in the books. I really enjoyed the werewolf storyline and the history of him knowing James and Lily Potter. I thought was done really well. Professor Snape is probably the most fleshed out character in Harry Potter. His story is so intricate, and I think when you first start watching Harry Potter, if you don't know the story, you fully believe that Snape is one of, if not the main bad guy. But come the end, you realise he's so misunderstood, and he's such a loving character. And Alan Rickman, rest in peace, he smashed it. He was brilliant. Question number 15, least favourite teacher at Hogwarts. Obviously, I've already said Umbridge would be my least favourite character. It's always going to be Umbridge as least favourite teacher. She just ruins the joint. She doesn't do anything good, apart from when she goes. Umbridge. Question number 17 and final question. Do you have any unpopular views on the series? Which is an easy no. I mean, I'm the same as everyone who grew up, especially in and around my age group, so in the 90s. In believing that Harry Potter was one of the best things ever invented. I don't believe that a book and film series will ever be beaten to the level that Harry Potter is. There are so many popular series in the world, but none reach the level that Harry Potter has. None have touched as many people as Harry Potter. None have sold as many copies, made as many films, made as much money. J.K. Rowling herself. I mean, J.K. Rowling donated so much money to charity. She went from being a billionaire to a millionaire. I just love everything about Harry Potter, and I don't want to rant on about it. I know that sounds daft because I'm doing a tag video about it, but it's just, Harry Potter is perfect to me. Absolutely perfect. It will be one of the first books that I get my kids to read when I eventually have kids. Before they can even speak, I'll be reading it to them in their cot. I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, and I don't foresee that ever changing. And I hope it's the same for you guys as well, obviously with you watching the tag. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this one. Like I said, this is me rambling about one of my favourite topics ever in Harry Potter. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps a new booktuber out a lot. I am recently on Instagram and Twitter as well, so I will leave links for my social media below. And I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to check out some more of my videos. Leave some comments if you want to talk to me. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.